Ladies and gents, we're talking about SEO today. I know you've seen courses, coaches, consultants. You've seen it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, of all the things that you should be doing. And there's about 162 of them. Trust me, I've tried them. But today we got the SEO queen, Zhe Scott, here, and she's going to walk us through what to do, what not to do, what some best practices, and be efficient with it, as well as, well, yeah, hire her because she's really good at what she does. So without further ado, Z, why don't you introduce yourself and a little bit about your business?
Well, thank you so much, Stoy, for having me on the podcast. My name is Zhe Scott. I am the founder and CEO of the SEO Queen, two-time Amazon bestselling author, and I'm also a violinist and the founder and CEO of the SEO Queen.
Violinist. See, I'm not good with instruments. I don't have that. I'm good with art. I'm a foodie, so I can make some art out of food, but no instruments for me. What got you into the SEO world?
Well, as a child, around the same time I started to learn how to play violin, I also was getting into computers. I turned in my first type paper in the fourth grade, and I was the only kid to have turned in a typed printed paper. I had a dot matrix printer, and I was using this software called PFS Write. I'm probably dating myself for those who have heard of PFS Write. That's before Word came out by Microsoft. And so, yeah, that was my introduction to computers, and I always knew that I would go into a career in well, I take that back. I wanted to be an attorney, but I always knew I would use tech. And when I went to MIT, I knew I was going to major in something technology based, either information technology or computer science. When I saw how hard the comp sci majors worked, course six majors worked at MIT, I opted for course 15 with an emphasis in information technology. Still took website development classes, database design, um, JavaScript, C++, but I did not do all of course six. So yeah.
When you, since you're a business owner, right? You're a founder,
hmm
you've written books.
hmm
What was the mindset to get into being a business owner, right? Why be a business owner? Why not just work from someone? Why go that route?
Well, I when I was an undergrad, had I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I had watched my parents create a product and bring it to market as a tween. My dad wrote this software along with his friends called Biblicist Intelligent Bible System, and I watched them create all of these. And actually, I was part of the manufacturer of the product, so I would help duplicate the floppy disks and package the software and everything in the box. And I went with them to sell it. And so that was kind of my first introduction to entrepreneurship. And so when I went to MIT, I always realized in the back of my mind, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I really didn't think I had a good idea. So I kind of put it in the back of my mind after, you know, I got my master's degree in public policy. I was working for this other company, and I literally was being paid, like, I think my base was like $1,667 a month plus commission, and that was just like, first of all, I was embarrassed. Second of all, it was just a bunch of things that had happened in my life, and I was just like, oh my god, this is just not gonna work. And when I was interviewing for jobs, they wanted to offer me like 40K. When I graduated from MIT, I was making 60, 70,000 a year. So I literally, at that point, I was like, okay, I'm pretty much like built this whole department from zero. He doesn't want to pay me, so let me just start my own company. So that's literally how it happened.
Dang, dang! It's good to have that experience from your parents, though, to at least give you a taste of it to understand it. Because we say this a lot: is being a business owner sucks. I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of things in it that suck, but it is one of the most fulfilling things you can do because you help so many people. You help your own family. But let's
hmm
be real. There's a lot of hats we got to wear, right? There are a lot of things that
It
we
can be
need to know.
stressful. I wouldn't say it sucks. I think it can be stressful. I had a meeting with one of my mentors last night and just going over my numbers and doing a lot better than I thought. It's like perspective and gratitude is so important as an entrepreneur. So
Absolutely.
important.
Absolutely. And one of those things that's tough to learn, at least on the outside, is the SEO stuff. So why don't you talk to us about like what is SEO? Why is it important?
Well, SEO is about connecting. It's about connecting with people who are looking for you on the platforms that they're just on. Whether it's Amazon, YouTube, Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, search engine optimization is about just being there and being visible 24/7. So it's having your content and code of your website optimized so that when people are searching, they find you. And the only way to really do that is to use the words that people use when they are searching for you. So it requires a business owner or brand to step back and ask questions. You have to ask questions and seek some data driven answers to have a successful SEO campaign.
And what does an SEO campaign look like? Let's use a little avatar. I'm a business owner. Um, basic website because that's usually how everyone starts.
Mhm.
Where should I even start with this situation? If I'm selling a widget, right? Like, how do I even start? It's overwhelming. There's so many moving parts. Where should I start when it comes to an SEO campaign?
Well, I think the reason why a lot of marketing feels overwhelming is because people want that overnight success. And so they try a bunch of different things without consistency and don't move anywhere. And so the first thing I would do is, just expect for things to take time. I have a client right now who literally has a website that they don't update it weekly. They update it like hourly because it's a news website. And so there's a lot of challenges that come. But if you're starting from like, 5, 10 pages, in order to get to the 6 to 7 figures, the 8 figures, you need to accept that more is more. The more pages you have, the more traffic you attract. And so you really want to start with, your widget. So how can you use your widget? What is it good for? Those are great blog posts. What are people asking about your widget? Finding that information, you can go to trends.google.com and you can look up how people describe your widget and see which ways are popular. You can also look and see what's trending now, and then just staying on top of the things that people are always asking, plus addressing the trends that pop up is how you win. And consistency, whether it's you taking the time to blog weekly, daily, monthly, quarterly. The more you put in, the more you'll put out. You'll get out.
And that's an important piece is blogging.
Hmm.
I know there
Yeah.
was a run on blogs, about a decade ago when it was like the hottest thing under the sun. Everyone had a blog, but they still reign true. We talk about in marketing, and we hear it all the time: is like radio's dead, print's dead, those types of things are dead. Can you talk to us about the importance of a regular routine of blogging, and does it need to be daily or weekly? Can you talk us through like why blogging is so important?
Well, blogging is really important because if you look at the lifespan of social media content compared to a blog lasts about 21 months. Uh, uh, a real post, an Instagram post, Facebook post, you're talking about, weeks compared to, a couple of years on a blog post. So you definitely want to invest in longer term, just like when you make short and long term investments with your money, like social media is like, the day trade, the
The
day
damn
trading.
GameStop and the
Right,
GameStop
right,
and all
right.
that.
The meme stocks.
The meme
That's what.
stocks.
Yeah, that's what the social media is. When you do blogs, now you're doing, S and P's. You're buying and holding. You're
Yeah.
buying and holding. So that's what the blog post is when you build up your blogs. Like right now, I'm doing. There's this thing called content decay. John Mueller and I forget her name. She's a senior technical writer at Google. They just did a podcast talking about content decay and what that looks like. And, I'm literally going through my website, my client's website, and deleting old content that's just not relevant, not helpful, or not fully fleshed out. Because it really isn't helpful to put out content that is, you know, less than 300 words, because it's really not helpful. And people do read blogs. Like, I know a lot of people, they'll do videos are good, they're helpful, but when you're blogging, you definitely want to include like the written word. Like, for me, it's like, I personally don't like to stop, pause, run it back, because I'll be sometimes I'm listening to music or something else, so it's better for me to be able to read what I want to learn, rather than having to watch and listen. So,
Absolutely. And
mhm.
so length, obviously we need more than 300. What's like a sweet spot for how long my blog should be?
um, if you want to get on Google page one, 500 words is like the bare minimum to get onto Google page one, because there's a lot of phrases, long tail phrases, that literally have no websites that are being optimized for it. People complain about the shifting of the algorithm, but one thing that you can do, a hack to get around the shifting of the Google algorithm, is going with the shifting of the keyword demand. When you really understand your keyword economy and keep your finger on the pulse of it, you can create content that nobody else is going after and get and stay on Google page one that way.
You bring up a fantastic point, and that's the keyword dichotomy. So talk us through, like, how can someone, without hiring someone, of course, really get to know their keyword in their industry and understand, like, where can I attack at?
Okay, so a lot of people are doing this, which I think this is like, it's not good. They'll go to like Chat GPT and try to do keyword research. That doesn't work, because Chat GPT, number one, is not a Google product, and number two, they don't have they it's a box. It's a language model in a box that's not connected to the internet. It's fed at intervals unbeknownst to the public, when they get their data updated. So what you want to do is you want to tap into Google's data, so you can understand how people are searching and what numbers. And that way you can prioritize your content that way. And so, a free tool that you can use to tap into is Google's AdWords keyword tool. So, if you go to ads.google.com, and then you can find the keyword planner, and you can pull the keyword searches from there. And so, basically, like, if you look up, say you sell a widget, you want to find all the keywords that have widget in there. Now, if your widget is helpful and is helpful to do XYZ, then you want to look for, how can I do XYZ? And then you want to find those keywords, and then you want to create content that addresses that. You're providing value with a call to action at the end to purchase your widget. So, I mean, you have to people are constantly looking for information, and if you position your brand as a place where you can where people can go and get really helpful information, they're going to go there. Like, I mean, like, when you think about medical information, what brand pops into mind? Like, what?
WebMD.
WebMD.
Right.
Exactly. So WebMD is what pops into mind, and so,
Right.
if you need something, you'll go to WebMD. Now, if you're looking for a recipe,
Oh,
allrecipes.com. That's
recipes.
who I
Right.
think of. I think of allrecipes.com. Like, if I can't find on Google page one something I'm looking for, I'm going to just go to allrecipes.com and see what's there. So a lot of these websites use traffic to monetize, because they serve ads. So you're not always going to have to pay for the information that you need. So as a business owner, you have to remember that, and you have to put value out there.
Yeah, and you see it all the time, and it doesn't matter what industry. You see this all the time. You've
Hmm.
got those people that are always selling the education, right? You know, not necessarily buy my book, but buy my course. Sign up for this. Sign up for that. You
Hmm.
have to also give value for free. Like, you have to be able to educate
Right.
people and understand that, like, there is, first of all, there's so many people out there, like billions. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna, if you have a widget and selling it, you could be
Yeah.
successful. There's too many people, but you need to understand that. There is people who will always buy from you, there are people that will never buy from you, and all
Right.
of everyone in between. But in order to attract somebody, you need to be able to give some value. And I love blogging. I do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just wrote three on Monday because all of a sudden I see wealth mindset was popping, and I was jumping up there. So I'm gonna hit on that a little more. But ultimately, what you're trying to do is just be you, right? Just be
Right.
real. Give
Mm-hmm.
someone real information, just how you talk every day, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll be shocked that what people come back and say. I read your blog. I saw this. I love the way you speak. But the fact is, it's when they're ready to buy. We can't force people
Right.
to say yes. You can't force people to buy, but
Mm-hmm.
you can be top of mind and triggered when they're ready, and ultimately when they're ready.
Right.
How important are backlinks in SEO traffic?
They're very, very important. Very important. But again, I've been tapping into a lot of different blogs and podcasts lately. Like I'm on like Search Engine Watch, Search Engine Journal, listening to John Mueller with Google, and they're saying, oh, and also Neil Patel. I I,
Yep.
I follow him. Uh, not all of us have Neil Patel money, and then you go to the SEO queen. But one thing he's been talking about is just, how important are backlinks. And for me, when I launched the SEO queen in 2017, I just did not like the traditional backlink building strategy. I did not like the article marketing. I've never done that for my clients. I've never. Um, all my clients that I've gotten on Google page one, what I've utilized is a twofold strategy. Well, threefold. So you have your citation building. Citations, I was kind of kicking and screaming on that, but I finally created my own system that works. It's automated for citation building. That's really important for backlinks. Second one is Pinterest. Pinterest is awesome because it is not only sending a social signal, but it's also able to be a backlink. So when I was looking at Search Console for a client, I saw that Pinterest is popping up on the link. So Pinterest is, I say it's both because that's where I got my data from Google. So Pinterest is another source of backlinks. And then the third source is digital PR. If you want your brand to be out there in the marketplace, whether it's locally, statewide, nationally, globally, you have to get links on platforms that people go to every day. And that is the news media and really popular blogs. And so that's how I build links for my clients is through digital PR.
And when you speak of digital PR, are you talking about like pay to play? Mine is, yeah, pay for you. Yes. Now I'm talking about that. I'm talking about like pay for me to be on someone's blog, pay for me to be on someone's podcast. When you speak on that, is that what you're talking about, or just because of your relationships and what you've built, these people are wanting these types of people?
Well, it's this is the thing that is kind of frustrating to me. It's like there's so many different scenarios. Like I just got approached by someone who had a story that they wanted me to put out there, but they didn't want to pay me to do it because they're like, okay, I have a name, blah blah blah. And so there's a lot going on in the PR world. So you have those who are creating the stories who thinks, they shouldn't have to pay to be on these platforms. And then you also have, up and coming businesses that really don't have a name and they have to get out there. And so I really specialize in helping businesses who may not be covered in major media to get that coverage. And our book of relationships are a combination of just relationships and also pay to play. So if you're doing digital PR on your own, you can always go to Connectively, which used to be called Help a Reporter Out, to submit pitches for to reporters who are looking for sources. And so that's a way you can do get those links to help boost the visibility of your website.
And I would probably say then also try to build a relationship with those reporters and network and grow, I would assume as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, the networking piece is so important. Like I went to an event earlier this year, and when I heard uh who was in the room, I worked that room so tough. Oh my gosh. I was just like, and what's so crazy is like, I mean, I now like am contribute on a regular basis to this new site
See,
because yeah. Mhm.
little fun fact, everyone listening, business owner don't matter. Networking in life is about who you know, not necessarily all about what you know. Just fun fact
Yeah,
out there.
and I struggle with this because I spend a lot of time working in my business. I'm a single mom, so I love my son. So I want him to have, hot meals. I'll be making the lentil soup. I'll be, making the turkey. I'll be in the kitchen cooking. So if I had a choice to, take care of my son or go out and network, I had to. It's like, so it's for me. It's definitely. I know I should network more, but
Yeah, but this is
it is what
networking,
it is.
right? Like we're
Yeah,
networking right now. I mean, we're chatting on a podcast and providing content, but like this is networking. And when things come
yeah.
down the pipe, I've got a name to go to, right? We've built a
Mm-hmm.
connection. I'm the same way.
Right.
I got two boys who are in sports. Both my wife and I played collegiately, so like sports are a big deal. I love to cook too. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have free time to go out to a networking event, but what I do have during the day is to chop it up with people, to learn from them, learn their
Mm-hmm.
business, figure out
Right.
how we can connect one way or another.
Right.
That means more and does more for your business in the long
Right.
run, right? Like we talked about the whole short game, long game, right?
Right.
This
Right.
this
Right.
isn't a
Right.
meme stock situation. You know, this is
Right.
your
Right.
Apple
Right.
S&P 500 long term. But like
Right.
you building these things and they come up, and it's true. You just have to have a network of some kind because you
Mm-hmm.
never know
It's
what
true.
comes down the pipe later of like, hey, oh, Z and I connected. We're connected to this. This happened. Oh, right now we're writing a book or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just never
Mm-hmm.
know. And it's so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
important to just put yourself out there, get on podcast, and just be comfortable with who you are and what you're representing. There are so many people in this world, and I said it before, there's so many people in this world that there's a lot of people that will like you. Just you, for you.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to find. It's kind of cliche, but you have to find your tribe, your group.
Yep.
That's what people say. But for me, like I wanted to go back to just the the perspective or the mindset around content creation as a business owner. You know that if you have an email list, only 6% of anybody on that email list will be ready to buy. And so when you're creating content and if you're worried about, how much you share with people, remember this. There's going to be some people who stick and stay in your ecosystem that'll never buy from you. And I know this because there's some ecosystems that I stick and stay in that no, I'm not going to hire them. No.
Guilty.
But I have a lot of respect for them,
Right.
right? And I appreciate what they do. And if I were ever asked to give a testimonial, I would give a testimonial in a heartbeat
Right.
and say this person is the real deal because I've taken their money, taken their advice literally to the bank. So, I mean, you have to remember that, when you're creating content, that's the other piece of SEO is the social proof. Those reviews, when you have a lot of positive reviews on your Google business profile, that helps your visibility in map results. That helps your visibility in web results. So when you get those reviews, those positive reviews, and it also helps with your link building. If you are getting a lot of positive reviews for your widget on Google My Business, your business profile, and also Amazon and different platforms, if you have a CPG company, you will get picked up and linked to by different websites because there's a lot of different websites like the SEO Queen. We just got recognized last month by Design Rush, And before that, we've gotten linked to by clutch.co. We've also gotten recognized by expertise.com as one of the top SEO companies in Long Beach. I did not go out and knock on those doors. I didn't, because a lot of link building people say, oh, you have to, create this long, you have to figure out your target and email people and do the outreach. And no, you need to be excellent and put out great content, and people want to link to you. Get
Amen.
those reviews. Those people in your ecosystem, they may not buy from you, but if you are intentional and asking for those reviews can be the seeds that help to move your company forward. So I always ask people for reviews.
It's a great idea to do it.
Mhm.
As we near the 30-minute mark, what is one thing you want to leave everybody and all the listeners with that'll help them take that next step in, in their journey, specifically when it comes to SEO or content creation? What's one thing you want to take them to take with them to take that step forward?
Well, I created the Algorithm Magazine. And this magazine is great because it has a lot of great information about the shifting of technology in this algorithm age. Like we look at GA4 in that issue, we're looking at ChatGPT versus Gemini. And so just really understanding as a business owner, like what is happening, because a lot of business owners don't understand who to trust, they don't know where to start. And instead of doing anything, they do nothing because there's so many conflicting voices in the business arena. And so I'm part of, I don't know how many businesses make more than six figures, but, as a Black owned, women led business, I'm like part of like a 2 or 3% or something like that. I have to
Right.
go back and look at this data, but I literally um, have built this brand. Like in 2017, I launched it without a business plan. And I just knew what I wanted to do and just executed. It took massive action. And so it's really important for businesses to to tap into. There's a lot of free resources on SEOqueen.com that'll definitely be helpful in determining your next steps in the growing of your company.
How we get that magazine though? How do we get that?
Just go to thealgorithmmagazine.com, or you can go to SEOqueen.com. There's a link there too. But the Algorithm Magazine, and it says buy an issue at the top of the page. Like, yeah, it's real easy to find.
There we go.
Buy an
And
issue.
I usually end it there, but I do have a question for you, and this is
Uh huh.
more of a little personal one. Is you've written two books. How is the book writing process, and what has it done for you after? Because that's a long term play too. But like, talk us through a little bit on the book. I've been looking into doing it myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, if you go onto Amazon and if you have a book idea, you can always see whether or not your perspective is being represented there. And what, being an author, like I've written SEO training 2017. I contributed to I Am Worthy and Beyond Adversity. Those Beyond Adversity and I Am Worthy are the two Amazon best-selling books that I've been a part of this year. And then I have SEO Training 2014. 2024, and then I also have my memoir, Black Brilliant and Maybe Bipolar, which you can sign up for the email list on blackbrilliant and maybebipolar.com. And that book is going to be coming out soon too. So I love to read. When I was growing up, I love to read. I love to write. And when it comes to writing a book, a lot of people are saying, oh, just use ChatGPT, use that, but it doesn't write in your voice. So what I recommend is create an outline of your book and then work your outline,
And just
and
write.
then mm, and then decide when you're going to release it. Because the thing with writing is like you can always make it better.
Yeah.
And so you just have to decide when it's good enough for you to feel comfortable for it to be out there in the
And
wild.
that's just business in life too. Like you
Hmm.
can always work on something, make it perfect, and the thing is you got to get it out there, and you got to let
Hmm.
the people know, and then you can adjust from there. But if you
Right.
don't, then what? No one knows it. Then you're just sitting on it,
Exactly.
and you're not going to be
Exactly.
successful that way. So
And that's the case in one of my books that I've been, oh my goodness, this book is written. It is so done. It's been done
well,
for
let's
like
get it out, Z. Come on, let's
I need to get it
go.
out, get it out. Yeah, but it's intensely personal. So
Yeah, that's fair. That one's probably a little more difficult, but I appreciate you,
uh-huh.
the SEO queen, everyone. We're gonna have all the links, all them links you just talked about, out there
Yeah, I have
for
so
you.
many links.
And
So many.
if you have questions, this is the only ask we ever ask from you on the podcast is communicate, engage with us all on social media, ask us the questions. We're
Hmm.
here for you. We're here to put the content out for you. Do not be afraid to reach out. We're not going to charge you an arm and leg. We're here for you. So engage on our content. That's really all we ask.
The preceding program was sponsored by Black Mammoth. Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Black Mammoth. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Black Mammoth website, www.blackmammoth.com. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to effect or attempt to effect transactions and securities, or the rendering of personalized investment advice due to various factors including changing market conditions. The information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up-to-date, Black Mammoth do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature and is provided for informational purposes only, and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation. Past performance is not indicative of future results.